There we go. Now we've got microphone. Hello, try again. So welcome. I am doing for day 31 of World Watercolour Month 2021 for jewel nasturtiums. So these are called nasturtium jewel. And yeah, I just thought I wanted to practice flowers because I don't do them an awful lot, and I'm trying to improve. I've made this watercolour month about doing things that I don't normally do and trying to improve. So for today I thought I could do person wearing jewellery, I could do just jewellery, and then I thought no, do flowers. So I've researched a little bit and found these little guys with jewel in their name. So I thought perfect, nasturtium jewels, let's do that. So yeah, bit of fun. And I'm just going in with sap green into the background now. Just give them, I'm going to keep them nice and soft. There's a gap in here. And simple. I don't want anything too complex. It's going to keep them nice and simple. And I'm working with my Sennelier watercolours on 300 GSM hot press watercolour paper. So I'm just filling in all the black back spaces. So I'm going around the flowers and just filling in the background in this sap green. I'm going to keep it as simple as I possibly can. So come down and around here. Righto, so get a bit more sap green on my brush. Bit more sap green. And I've got to go into this top bit. Hello, Candid. How are you, doll? I loved your book video this morning. That was really sweet. When I woke up, I watched a few videos. So how's your day been, doll? I think, is that a... I reckon that's a gap there. So I'll do that there. So I thought I'm going to try as detailed a flower painting as I've done, because yeah, I wanted to make this month about doing things I don't do and I need to practice. So it's all a bit exciting. And I'm really enjoying the rough paper. I usually work on hot press, but I'm really enjoying using the rough paper. So cut in and around here. I'm great, thank you. My day's been good. How are you? I'm great, Dale. I'm great. My day has just started. It's just gone 8:45 in the morning and I was all excited again. All excited to paint again. So it's been lots of fun. I'm going to miss watercolour month, I think, but I've got all inspired to try all new things now from now on. So I should have moved that tape back a little. I'm going to try and move that tape back a little bit. Don't do that. There we go. Because I want it to be just back a tiny little bit off my picture. There we go. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's the weekend here. It's Saturday now, so I've got all my family home. So this afternoon I'll relax with my gorgeous husband and kids. When I say kids, my kids are in their 20s. But I've got both my kids home, so I'm a happy camper. So yeah, I'm just going into the background with some sap green into all the... Oops, doesn't matter that I've got a little bit on the leaf there. I can probably lift that up. I'll clean my brush and just give that a little scrub while it's still wet and lift that out. There we go. Problem solved. So I'm trying quite a detailed painting today. We're going to have a go. We'll see how we go. We will see how we go. See how the mop flops. That's a gap in there. But I want to really try and get as good as I can get. That flower touches that flower, so that's fine. All right, so I'm just being very gentle. I'm not going to go into too much. I'll probably add some darker tones actually down this side to try and have a little contrast. I'm just going to clean my brush and just pick up any bits that I've got where I don't want it. So any little bits of green that I've got onto my petals. But actually, surprisingly, this is Sennelier watercolours. It's beautiful and it lifts quite easily. So I'm just going in and just touching the areas where it's leaked into my flowers a little bit. Just making sure I've got to get it off there. Right, now I'm going to go in with another, let's have a look. I can add a yellowy green. So I'm going to have my sap green and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. A little bit of yellow, probably should have sprayed my watercolours. So I'll do that now. I'll go in with a little bit of yellow. There we go. And I'll take that and just drop that in just for some variation in the greens. Just here and there. I'll drag that down and around. These little nasturtium jewels. Pop a little bit in here. Because that background of the paper is still a little bit damp, so that's nice. So it'll travel a little bit. So I don't want it to be just one solid flat colour in the background, because that's not how nature works. So just pop, I can soften up those edges there. I don't want a hard edge. I want it to sort of blend in like that. And then I might drop an even darker green. I might go a bit of an olive. Have I got an olive? I don't have an olive. I'll go sap and a bit of blue. That'll make an olivey green. A tiny touch of blue with my sap green. Why is that doing that? That's acting weird. Nope, don't like that at all. What's going on there? Okay, try again. Bit of sap green. Tiny little bit of blue. There we go. That's better. And then I'm going to drop that in just around here. Well, into the wet areas that I've just put that sap green, and that'll help to create contrast in a few spots and suggest that there's leaves around. Just drag that a little bit, so I just clean my brush, damp it, and just move that paint away from those edges. Come down here, do the same down here. I'm a bit excited to get into the pinks on these guys because they're just beautiful. They really are just beautiful. I'm going to add some dark up the top. So again, cobalt blue, bit of sap green. It's a nice strong green. Hello, Paint with Esme. How are you, doll? How are you today? So come down and around here. There's a dark patch up there. Drag that, wet my brush and drag that around. Oops, like that. Then I probably need a bit of a dark over here. Like that. Right. Do I want any dark down here? I probably should have a little bit of dark down here as well. I reckon. A little bit down here. So I've got more dark on the left hand side than the right, but I think that creates a nice little bit of interest, and I might add a little pop in there as well, just to balance her out a bit. Bit around here. So I'm just doing the background at the second. So yeah, these are nasturtium jewels. And I'm trying to be brave and do things I don't do. So flowers is not my forte, but I thought, you know what, you've got to try, and the only way to get better is to do it. And I'm using my Sennelier watercolours. Right, I think I'm going to leave the background there. I'm just going to touch up these edges, so literally just take my damp brush, clean damp brush, and just soften those hard edges. Don't really want the hard edges if I can help it. There we go. Okay, what's your favourite painting of the month? Oh, You know what? I think it was feathers yesterday. I think feathers was my favourite because it's something that something that I'm not good at, but I needed to practice, and I was really proud of how it turned out. Like, there's lots of room for improvement, but I was so happy with how it turned out. So yeah, yesterday's would have to be my favourite, I think. What about you? What was your favourite? Oh, thank you, Paint with Esme. Thank you, doll. So I am going to go in. I'm going to clean the palette, get my greens off, because that's pretty much my greens sorted. I am going to get my yellow. I'm going to get all the green off my palette. Got to make sure it's clean. And I've got my lovely little porcelain palettes here. All right, grab another bit of cloth. Hello, Ariane. How are you, doll? Good evening. So I'm going to go in with lemon yellow into the centres of all of these lovely little flowers. And I'm just going to drop in the centres. My favourite was the one with the birds in the birdhouse from home. Oh, cool. Cool. It's interesting how everyone likes different things. It's fascinating. I love that. I was discussing that with one of my friends, my friend Aurora, the other day, how different people like different things. It's fascinating. It's very fascinating to me. So all of these little flowers have got yellow centres. I'll draw their stamens last because their stamens are darker. And I want to keep them soft and flowy. And you can see I've got quite a heavy drawing because I'm not overly confident with flowers. I wanted to give myself a really good base for the drawing. And I love drawing. So I spent ages just piddling around and making it all right. So up here, this one's got, and I wanted to do this because it's got beautiful little veins and beautiful little sort of details in it. They are really delicate, gorgeous flowers. Really delicate, gorgeous little flowers. Can I see the centre in that one? I can, just there. So I'm going to try not to touch these. Once I've got them in, I'll just add the centre bits. Right, so that'll do for those. Now, this stem is a very pale yellow with a little bit of red. So I'm going to go in, dilute my yellow a tiny little bit, and come down the stem. I'll leave little gaps of light coming through. I probably should have erased some of the pencil, but I will, because it is quite heavy. But anyway, that's just a beginner beginner flower painter thing for confidence. It helps me follow my lines. There we go. So, and I've got that one up there. Oh, I missed a green bit. I missed a green bit. So we're going to go in with dark there. I'm going to go my cobalt blue and my bit of sap. Cobalt blue, a bit of sap. And I'm going to pop that into there. So what's everyone working on today? What is everyone up to? Or tonight? Or tomorrow? I've just stayed away from the edge of that yellow just a little bit because I didn't want it to flow into the yellow. There we go. Holy doke. Clean my brush. All right, so I've got to pop that one. It's got its stem. Just checking to see if there's any other stems. I think that's all the stems. And I'm going to go a little bit of a stronger yellow now. I actually might go a little bit of cadmium orange. Be a bit brave. Not cadmium orange, cadmium yellow deep, sorry. Silly Billy I am. And just go darker on the underside, just down there, like that. Thank you. On an amethyst. Ooh, cool. Very cool. All right, I think we're good. That's all of my little stemmy bits. I'm not sure what to paint for today. Tomorrow I'm stepping out of my comfort zone doing a hummingbird. Oh, awesome. It's always fun trying new things. Awesome. Good. Awesome, doll. Now, oh, this is the fun bit. The bit that I'm scared of. You're not satisfied. Jewels are so hard. Jewels are so hard. So I'm going to start just wetting. I'm going to work leaf by leaf. So I'm just going to wet this leaf and I'm going to work. I'm just going to let the watercolour flow and I'm going to use my pink. I've got my opera pink actually I'm going to use for these because these are so delicate and beautiful. So I've got my pink opera. I'm just going to grab that. I have this in a Daniel Smith. I don't have this in a sennelier, so I'm just dipping into my Daniel Smith palette and I'm just going to very gently take this around. I don't want them to be solid. I want it to be very gentle. And then I can drag, I can get my really fine brush. Where's my really fine one? I don't have a rigger in this. I should get myself a rigger in these and just drag that pink up a little bit, just in lines like that, and try and keep it as gentle as I can. I can add the darker bits after, and I'll work every alternate leaf, every alternate petal, so that way I'm not touching a wet petal. So I go on to this one. And I'm very impatient, so, oh, and you can see that's got pink in it, which doesn't matter because this one's actually a darker pink, so I can drop some of that opera pink in here and let it flow. I don't want hard, solid lines. So drop some of that in there, like that. All right, it's very pale, very soft at the moment. I will build it up a little bit as I go. So I'm just working on this other leaf now. By the time I get back to there, that one should be just about dry. All right. I can go in there. Just drop. Because these do have quite a bit of white in amongst them. And veins, and they're just gorgeous little things, the nasturtiums, and they're edible. Fun fact: nasturtiums are edible. We have them in salads here a lot, so they're pretty and useful. Yeah, they have them in salad. They make the salad really look pretty. So that one's a little bit darker, so I'm just going to drop that in there like that and let it do its thing. Now I can work back up to that one because as I've got a round, that one's a bit darker, so I can go a bit more pure pink or stronger pink like that. Let it flow, let it flow like that, and then just down there's a bit darker as well. Onto that petal comes up and around there. That, and there can be a bit of suggestion in it, like it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just plopping in pigment and letting it do what watercolour does best. And I'll add more detail towards the end. So I've got to go into the centre of that little one, which I'll do at the end. I'm just blocking in the colours. I can't get ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was thinking, oh, I've got to block in the middle, and I'm like, no, do that at the end. Do the jewellery part at the end. Add all the pretty bits at the end. All the detail, I'm just blocking in for the second. All right, come down and around here. And this is nearly, whoops, a days. I've got a bit on there. Just pick that up quickly before it bleeds everywhere into the green, because we don't want that bleeding into the green. Clean my brush and just absorb up that extra moisture, because I've got a ton of moisture on there that time. I don't want it one solid flat colour. I want it to bleed. I want it to blend a little bit. Like I want it to be a little bit patchy, because these flowers have got beautiful, delicate little patterns and little veiny bits, and so I want the watercolour to do what the watercolour does best. Oh, I can see a little green bit right there. All right. Let that flow. I'm literally just daubing my brush, just touching it, and I'll let that pick up heavier spots, lighter spots, darker spots, like that. I could go onto those. So there's a bit of pink there and there. All right. Let that flow like that. And that's the beauty of watercolor. It's magical stuff. You can just do it simply by plopping in a little bit of color and letting it magically flow around. And this is only a small picture because I thought if I made it too large it'd be a little bit overwhelming, so this is only like the size of my hand pretty much, because I wanted to keep it little and simple. You can see there I've wet the whole flower. I'm just having a go to see. I can go around the centre of this one. Probably got a little bit too wet, but I can pick out, I can clean my brush, take the excess moisture out and just suck up that excess moisture like that. So I get rid of some of that excess water. And it's darker under there, darker over there. Oops. I'll drag that down onto that petal like that. Righto. Now I'll go down to this one. Actually, I should jump up to this one because the top ones are dry, so I don't get wet into wet and end up with it running everywhere. So I drop that. See, that's beautiful pure pigment there, and I'm just going to drag that up around that petal like that. Same down here. Just wet that petal, that flower down below, it's dry now. So come in, drop that opera pink, and then I can drag it around a little bit, just in lines. It's very pale at the second. I will add detail with the coming layers. And I'm going to be doing, I'm excited because now I've done portraits a little bit. I'm going to try and do a whole lot more portraits and a whole lot more florals. So that's the good thing about doing these sort of challenges. It makes you try new things. That's why I love prompts. It really does make you try new things. It doesn't matter if you don't do every prompt, but I found it really inspiring. And it really did make me do things that I'd never done before, thinking outside the box. And oops, a days, and I've dropped a little blob of doodah. So I just literally took the excess moisture out of my brush with my cloth like that, and then pick it up, and it sucks the water up like a tap. And I'm using my silver black velvet brushes. All right, come down and around here, and I'll drop. And that's a darker petal under there. I can drag that to the edge like that. Right, and you can see it's dry. Wow, okay. That looked like a wet puddly bit, but it's not, it's dry bit. That's good. All right. So now I'm going to work on this top left flower. Whoops, too much water. These brushes hold a bucket ton of water. They hold a lot. So I'm just going to wet that whole flower Again, go in with my pure pink. Like that. Let it flow around. My favourite from yours are the fox, the dainty bird, the girl with the ice cream, the train, the lighthouse. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was lots of fun. It was lots of fun. I'll be doing Inktober as well. But I might do ink and watercolour mixes, I think. But we'll see. It's still a couple of months away before I have to think about that. All right. Because I've done it in Inktober for the last 2 years. This is the first time I've ever done World Watercolour Month. All right, now I'm going to come down here. Fill that in. And drop. Oh, I forgot the yellow bit, but that's okay. What I'll do, clean my brush, or take the excess moisture out of it like that, and just suck up that excess water, because I didn't do the centre of that one. There's so many little flowers. There's a ton of little flowers. And these guys are tiny. They are beautiful little flowers. I used to have them in my garden. They didn't like the heat though. We get very hot in summer and they didn't like the heat. So take that up there. Right. Now I can work onto these bottom left. I've got to add that yellow in. I'll do that when that dries. I'll go onto this one over here. So I'm just getting the whole picture blocked in pretty much. Oh, that's a bit of stalk, another bit I forgot. Right, like that. I have the same idea. I like watercolour so much. Yes, me too. Me too. So I'm thinking that even if I do Inktober, I might do it ink and wash, ink and watercolour. So that way I get to keep doing my watercolours. Just lots of, I think I'll do lots of mixed media pieces. Like lots of watercolour and ink and gouache, and just really go mad and play with it. Because I love drawing. Above all else, my favourite thing to do is draw. Drawing's my passion. You know, I could live without paint, but I couldn't live without drawing. You know, I don't ever remember not drawing. My very first memories of being a little kid is drawing. And that was a long time ago. A long time ago. I'll hear my washing machine bouncing around in the background. All right, now I can go onto that centre flower. Block him in. You can see I've got a little bit over my petal there, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to leave little snippets of white showing around the outer edges. Right. So that's all my flowers pretty well blocked in. Now we get into the detail-y part. The fun bit. The fun bit. Grab my little brush. Art is so exciting. I get silly excited with art. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then I love it some more, and then I love it. And then I love it. I'm going to go a bit of stronger orange. A bit of sennelier orange. Into the centres of these little guys now. And start to work in the middle areas of all of the little flowers to give them a little bit of colour start flowing. little bit of excitement in the piece. And I didn't do this one, so I'll pop a bit of yellow, a bit of orange in the middle, and I'll do the yellow around the edge in a second. All right, this top one, he's got a little bit of orange. I'm not going to go too strong, I'm not being too brave. Work up little by little by little. Get braver as I go. So yeah, this is Sennelier orange, it's a lovely orange. And I'm going to be doing lots more human portraits because I thoroughly enjoyed doing that Indian yesterday. So that's the plan, is to practice a whole lot more of those. Right, now let's have a look. There's orange in there. And there's, I can't see orange anywhere else. There's a little bit there. Can I see orange anywhere else? I can see sort of, I suppose, that's more of a shadow colour. I've got to try and make, how on earth can I make a shadowy orange? I don't know. Okay, so now I've got rose. I'm going to have a look at the Rose Mother Lake. What's that like? I've got to make, oh, that's way too red. Oh, but then again, let's have a look. I don't really have any pinks in my senneliers. I've only got them, that's what I need to do. I need to go shopping for some pinks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of darker red to my opera, and let's see what that I'll check that on my little bit of colour paper, my little bit of paper here. That's a nice darker tone. Okay, that'll do. So I've just mixed a little bit of, what is it? Pyrrole Scarlet with my Rose Opera, just to get a little bit of a darker tone, just for around the edges, not right up to the edge. I'm going to leave a little bit of light because I want to be. What about Laurie Faye Files last year? She animated me. Oh, cool! That's cool. Very cool indeedly. Okay, do that again. I'm going to mix up some more of that. Whoops a days. There we go. She animated you. That sounds like fun. Okay, so darken up in there. So that's the same. It's the pink with the darker red. And I'm going to cut around there like that. And then under here. Whoops, I've got to wet this bit. Might go in with a bit of more pure, stronger but pure pink there, like that. So they're starting to get a little bit of life in them now. Well, that one is anyway. Right, I'll leave that one alone. Move on to this bottom one. Get a bit of that darker pink, a bit of the pure colour into there, and then come around that petal into that bit there. Drag that up. Let's have a look. I'll have a sip of my coffee. Wet that one. It's nice to have a few different tones in there as well. I'm just going to add a little bit of that other reddy orangey colour, reddy pinky colour around there. then go into this one. Like that. Alright. Bear's up here, doll. It's my husband calling my dog. Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright. Darken up in here. I've got to do the yellow in the centre of this little one. I can add the veins like that, and that'll help. I reckon that's dry enough actually, you know. I'm going to go in, get my yellow on my brush. My brush has gone all hairy weird. There we go. Just do that. There we go. Alright. Well, that's still a little bit damp. I'll add the veins in. Like that. I can add some darker shadowy bits underneath in a minute. I'll go in with some purple, but I'll do that. I can darken this bit up under here. Strengthen that colour. It's not really darkening, it's just strengthening it with another layer of the same colour. It's a gorgeous colour. It's fun to use pinks because I do a lot of wildlife and it's all earthy tones, so it is fun to use the pinks because I don't normally. Wet down here. Then drag a little bit of that darker colour because that petals. What I could do is carefully go around some of the petals with a pink to cover my pencil lines. Didn't even think of doing that. Let's do that because I've got heavy pencil marks. That petal's very light, so I just want to darken up the underneath of it, not the top of it. Alright, just cut around these very carefully. And then go darker around that petal. Like that. And it actually goes darker into there, like that. Alright, we're starting to get there. Starting to get there. I'll just darken up the centre here of this little one. There's a green bit in there that I've got to add. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to overdo it. I've got to be careful. I've got to not overdo it and add too much everywhere. Let's go darken that little bit there. Alright, I'm going to leave that alone. I just want some definition to the centre of the flowers to give them some sort of, like, they look like they're turning out. Like in there. Like that. Just get a bit darker into the middles. And scoop the lines out. I'll leave that one alone. I can go into the middle of that with orange. I don't want to overdo it. Right, then I really like this one. That one turned out really good. And I always find that I like some and then I don't like other bits. I get favourite bits and not so favourite bits of every painting. Especially because I tend to do groups of things. And I'll end up with, like if I do a herd of zebra, I'll have 3 zebra that I like and 1 that I don't. It happens with every painting. There's always one part of it that I'm not 100% happy with. Okay, so I'm just going to drag that around. Like that. Gotta wet this one. Get my pink, get some more pink on my doodah. On my brush. Drag that around there. And paint, not walk, paint around the edge where I've got my pencil mark. Try and cover that a little. There we go. Because I didn't erase my pencil marks because I wasn't confident to disappear them. Because it's a little bit confusing, this picture. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Just want to darken up that middle bit of this one. Just got to really darken up that center so that it looks like a center. Like that. There we go. I'm happy-ish with that. I've just got to take some veins up the edge. I'll go in with my pink. And I'll take a few veins around that edge. Oop, I've got a new washing machine and it sings at me. It just went ding, 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 ding. Makes happy noises when it's finished. It's like, woohoo, we're finished washing. Okay. So I'm going to go into this one. This one's darker because it's behind that one. I'm just going to let that you can see I wet that whole piece and I'm just letting it flow. Let that flow. It is lighter towards the bottom, but I'll still pop a little bit of that darker colour down there. Like that. And then I'll go over that in a minute. In a minute. These are pink, light pink petals coming this way, but I'm using the opera pink for that. The pure pink. Like that. Just around the edge. I'm not going to go too hard in there. Oh no, I stuck that in the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm just going to mix up some more because I just messed up my paints. I'm going to go a bit of opera pink and a bit of that red just to darken that pink. And then I've got to darken up just in and around there. Like that. Darken up there. Then take that flower shape, sort of, it's not really working. I'll wait till that one's dry. I'll add that on when that one's dry. That one's getting a bit heavy. I need to stop fiddling in that one. So I'm going to move to this one in the middle. Work on that petal. Go in with my opera pink. They really are gorgeous flowers. I'll take that up around the edge there. I should do it from the inside out, not from the outside in. Like that. Then drop a bit of the stronger pigment into the middle. Let that bleed up into the other paint. Like that. And I can skip across to this one. I'll leave a teeny little gap between. Oh, you can see I've got a ton of water in that. These little brushes hold so much pigment. So again, go in with the opera pink. Like that. And then go in with the dark right into the edge. Like that. And again on this one, go to the next petal, wet it. Trying to stay away from that one a little bit. Drop the darker colour into the edge. Let it flow a little bit. And go into the opera. Oops, not enough on my brush. And drag that out. Alright, then wet that one. Get right into the middle. Drop in my opera mixed with red because it makes it a slightly darker colour. Need a bit more than that. Mix some more up. There we go. Ooh. Okay, that was a bit strong, but anyway. Okay. And take that up onto there. Very pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very new to flowers. I'm very new to flowers and I'm having a try, giving it a red hot go. How are you been today, doll? So I'm going to wet this one. So these are, oh my God, I've gone completely blank on the name. Nasturtiums, nasturtium jewel. That's what these are. Because I thought I was going to do jewellery and then I'm like, no, do something different. I keep like, what else can be a jewel? What else could be a jewel? And then I found out there was nasturtium jewel. So I'm just trying. So I'm using all the pinks that I don't ever use or very rarely use. So I've got my opera pink out. It's going to go follow the shape of the petals because that one sort of comes down and around like that. Whoops. That. And I can darken up in the middle with that red mixed with opera, just around that edge, the centre of the flower. Let that flow a little bit. Good, thank you. Did a rose yesterday, just finishing up a bird this evening. Oh, nice. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'll have to check out your work. I'd love to see your rose. I'm really fascinated watching how people paint flowers and how people do their things, how everyone's got their own sort of technique. When I woke up this morning, I just started watching all the videos and getting inspired and motivated. So I'm just dropping that to opera pink. I'll take that, I'll just draw that to the edges with my brush, just giving them little veiny lines. Oh, I forgot a petal. I forgot one. I forgot this one. That's all right, I'll wet it now. There's so many leaves in this picture and petals. Well, not so much leaves, just petals, and I just wet that, drop that in, let it do its thing. I'll go in with the darker into the middle of this one that I've just popped. Oops, I've got to let that dry a bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'll come up here, wet this leaf, staying out of the second one a little bit. And then it goes up. I found a Carefree Sunshine Rose, so I did that. Oh, brilliant! Brilliant. I love that. So I love finding things with different things for the prompts. That's so cool. That is so cool. So red and pink to make that. Ooh. This brush has gone a bit rogue. This brush has been very well loved, and the end's gone like a shaggy dog because I've been quite rough with it. All right. Now, so you can see I'm working my way around the petals. I was very nearly going to try a rose today. I learned so much when trying to find something to paint. Oh God, yeah, that's what I was just saying earlier. I don't know whether you were here, but you know, that's what I love about prompts. It does make you it makes you try new things because you have to think outside the box. And with a prompt, it's usually things that you're like, oh my God, you've really got to think hard. I love doing this sort of thing. Like I might find after this, I might find a prompts list just to help me keep motivated and inspired. Just so I've got sort of not a theme, but something different to think about. Because I find that prompts do really inspire me. Okay. Now I've got that one's dry now. I can get back into my pink. I don't know whether it'll show up, but I'm going to try to get some veins. Oh yeah, that'll show up on this darker one because I've got that petal's a bit darker than I wanted it. But I do want to get, okay, I'm happy with that, that worked. That one in the background is very dark, so I'm just gonna do that whole petal a couple of tones darker. Like that. Coming around there. Hello, Ali. How you going, Dale? Just stopping by to say hi and drop a like. You're really killing it with the paintings lately. Good for you. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And it's the weekend here, so have a wonderful weekend. So I'm just going to pop that darker petal down there. Let's have a look. What have I got now? I've got to do that one and that one. I'm going through so much cloth. Alright, it's good fun though. This is good fun. And I'm trying to keep it light because I have a habit of getting too heavy. I get too heavy-handed and I need to not be so heavy with my colours. I've got to learn to be quieter with my paint. Not so heavy-handed and make everything look dark. I want it to be, watercolour's meant to be light and beautiful and airy and just lovely. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. And flowers are brilliant in watercolours. Like, I watch so many people that are so inspiring and I'm like, oh my God, one day. Okay, come down there. I'll have to darken that middle bit. This bit needs to be darkened. Not, I'll mix up a bit more. My red. I can actually go in, when at the end, I'll add a little bit of lilac, like a lilac-y, lavendery colour. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not whether I'm that brave. Oh, excuse me. Drink my cold coffee. And I've got to do this details in the stems a little bit too, so I can work onto this flower. I'm sorry, Bear. Oh, hang on. Bear wants a cuddle. This is my dog, Bear. This is little Bear. This little Bear. Oh, hello. He has to have a cuddle. I coughed. I made him worried, didn't I? You don't like it when I cough or I sneeze. He gives the best cuddles. My Bear, don't you? We give the best cuddles. Finally, it's a weekend. Just finished painting the whole house. Oh my God, yes, wow, God, that's awesome. Painting is absolutely lovely. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm very new to this. I'm very new to flowers. But I'm trying. It's the journey, hey? It's the fun of the journey. Yeah, Bear's my cutie muffin. I've got Bear and Pippi and my two little dogs, and my daughter's got a little Jack Russell called Daisy Doo Doo. And I babysit her when they go to work. So I end up with 3 Jack Russells bouncing all over me. Pippi? Oh, she's there. Come here, Pippi. Hey, Pippi. No, come here, Pippi. Pippi doesn't like being picked up. Come here, Pippi. Come on, Pippi. Now Bear's getting jealous. Bear wants to come back up. Pippi, Pippi has to pick me up. She has to jump on me. I can't pick her up. She has to take over and land on my lap. She's a funny little munchkin. She's a quirky little dudey. She is. A very quirky little dude. And Daisy hasn't come over yet because I think my daughter's still asleep. So I'm just going to wet. But she'll probably come over later today and have a play because they do zoomies. Imagine 3 Jack Russells doing zoomies at 1,000,000 miles an hour all over the house. My house is chaos. Yesterday, they had all these fluffy toys and they decided they wanted to take all the stuffing out of their toys. So I had my whole lounge room was covered with stuffing. So that was fun. So that's why we do housework, so that the dogs can not children, the dogs can undo it. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. They bring all their treasures out. Hello, Pippi. Are you gonna come and say hello? She looks like Animal from the Muppets. Does anyone know Animal from the Muppets? Are you gonna come here? Come on, Booba. No, she's not gonna let me pick her up. All right. So I'm going to wet these petals. But yeah, I love my little doggy logs. They're my little companions, my little best friends. Alright, so I come down and around here. And they're always doing art with me. Wherever I am, if I'm in the art room, the dogs are always with me. Hey, Boogalooga! That's my daughter just woke up, one of my daughters. Have to go, but keep up the good work. Love to see it. Thank you, Ali. You have an awesome day, doll. Have a great day. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Thank you for popping in, doll. It's always a pleasure to have you and see you. Always lovely. Always makes me smile. You have an awesome day. So this one, I'm going to drop my pink in there. And drag that around. I should drag it from the in to the out. I was dragging that the wrong direction then, but shh, don't tell anyone. So go from the center to out. It's still a little bit damp. I need to wait till that's a little bit drier, I think. This petal is weird. This one's sort of bent back on itself. So I've got to do the lines. I'm going to darken up this bit. That bit around here has got to be a bit darker. And I'm sort of just looking at shapes of shadows and darky bits. Like I've just got to, I'm following the shapes, not so much the detail, but yeah, the shapes of the darkest areas. I'm trying not to, what's the word? Make it too busy. Keep it as simple as I can. Because with watercolours, less is more, and I do have a habit of making more than less. So I'm trying to teach myself to behave with the watercolours, not go too heavy. So I take that around here, let that flow, drop that into the centre, because I want that darker in the centre on that one, because that's in shadow there. Let that dry a little bit. Whoops, wow, that's a lot of water. Oh, I created a dam, look at that. But see how that brush just sucked that straight back up again, because I took all the moisture out of it, and then it just sucked it up like a straw, it did. These brushes are beautiful. They really do hold a ton of water, the silver black velvets. I've actually worn out a couple because I paint every single day. I got 2 years every day out of one brush, and the ferrule broke. I broke the ferrule that holds it together just from leaving it in the water. Because I was naughty and I left it in the water. People, don't leave your brushes sitting in water. You've got to take them out of the water and lay them flat. So I take them out of the water and lay them flat. I've got some watercolour brushes I've had for 30 years. I've got, well, no, hang on, 20 years. I've had one brush for 20 years. A beautiful big mop brush. I've got to find it. It's up at the very top of my cabinet. I don't know why it's at the very top of my cabinet, because I'd use it if it was down lower. But it's really for the big, like the massive big backgrounds and stuff that I used to do. I work small scale now because I don't have the space. I used to paint out in the shed, so I had tons of easels and space everywhere. And now I'm working in my office because it's warmer and air conditioned. Hello, Zargo. How you going, doll? How are ya? How's your day been? So I'm going to now go in to this one right here with a little bit of a stronger colour. I can take that into the middles of things. Those brushes are almost as old as me. Yeah. If I could, hang on, can I see it? I can't. I'd grab it down, but I can't see it. Where is it? I've got my light's too glary. I can't see on the top shelf. I'll get it down for tomorrow's stream. Okay, let's have a look now. I'm going to try a little bit. I'm going to go this rosy colour. So I'm going to get a bit more on my palette and start to... My day was awesome. Tomorrow's going to be even better. I get to spend it with my niece and husband. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful. Well, it's winter here, so I'm going to spend the whole weekend in front of the open fire. So I'm a bit excited because I love fires, and it's winter and it's stormy and rainy and there's nothing better. And having your family around is even more betterer. Bad grammar. So we'll eat popcorn and maybe cook some marshmallows. Oh, that'll be lovely for you though, Dale. That'll be lovely. And how's all the animals, Argo? How's all your animals? All right, so now I'm getting into the detail-y bits. So I'm going in, I've got a bit of quinacridone rose, and I'm just splashing paint all over myself. I'm covered in quinacridone rose now. Sounds like summer in Denmark. All right, and I'm just taking that to the centers to add some strength and give it some sort of, it makes it sort of more three-dimensional, less flat looking. If you've got darker to the inside where it sort of sits in shadow and lighter to the outside, like that. I have no idea how I'm going to do this one. This is just weird. This flower, this petal's just a world of weird, because it turns out, but I've got to trust it. It goes like this. That's not going to work. It goes like that. And that one's just a bit strange like that. I'm just going to leave that. That can just do its own thing, because I don't know. It's going to darken up. Well, not darken up. Use the opera pink on that bit. All right. Tomcat is high again. He found out about catnip. Oh no! Oh no! Is he okay? Poor Muffin. I didn't know it did that to cats. Oh. I didn't know that happened to cats. I didn't know that's what catnip did. I'm learning all the things. Because we don't have catnip. Well, I don't have catnip here at the house. Like I've never seen catnip. I know you can get it, but I've never seen it. So I'm just adding a little bit of darker. He's so happy. That's adorable. That's adorable. Oh my God. That is so funny. As long as he's a happy cat, the world is a happy place. The world is a happy place with a happy cat. So I'm just taking the patterns out so it gives it a little bit more depth. So the middle of the flowers are darker, they look deeper into the center like that. Right, this one. Move down to the bottom one. So I'm using quinacridone. No, hang on, what am I using? Rose, no. A quinacridone rose, yes. I'm using quinacridone rose in the center here. Just around the edges of the very center. And you'll get the munchies. You're too funny. Oh my gosh. Poor kitty cat. You'll have to have his cat food ready then. All right, so now I go on to this one. And I'll darken up. I've actually drawn more of the flower than there is, so a bit cheeky. I haven't got reference for this bit, so I'm just going to make it up as I go. Just drag that down like that. I'm going to darken that bit right there. All right. And that one will be darker underneath in there where it sort of goes around. That's another petal coming out there, right from the centre to the outside. Holy dolly, I have to trim his fur off him because he's oily skin and doesn't clean himself so well. Oh, is he a little old cat, is he? Little old puss? And I'm going to just darken up in that bit, just there. I've still got to do the stems a little bit. Afterwards I found out it was on catnip. You'll have to take him to catnip rehab. Alright, so now I go on to this one. How long does it take to wear off? Okay, so I come in here. Look at my poor furry brush. It needs a groom. My brush needs a bit of a groom. It's gone a bit wild and woolly. Darken up the centre of that one, and take the stems, patterns out like that. There's a botanical artist lost in you. Well, I would never have thought, depends on each cat, but about 2 hours. Oh, wow, okay. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it, but I would never in a pink fit consider myself a botanical artist. I'm a very newbie, but I am enjoying it, I have to say. What the hell have I done there? I am enjoying it. I'm liking trying different things. And I want to do a lot more. I actually bought yesterday after stream, I went into town and I bought myself a book on watercolours because I love books. Even though I know you can see everything on the internet, I love a book. I love flicking through the pages. So I went and bought myself a How to Paint Watercolour Flowers book. As you do. And I spent hours just perusing and looking at it. Looks good. I'm impressed with the bright colours. Thank you. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to keep it light and bright because I tend to get, all a bit weird with my watercolors. So I'm trying to get better and keep it a little bit more light and airy. I'm just going to go around the edge of that petal. And I can follow the shapes. Get a bit more pink in my palette and darken up that one like that. I got golden heavy body acrylics. It's a habit I can't afford. Oh, yeah. I've just, you know how we were talking about core watercolors the other day? After I got off stream, I ended up ordering some. So I've got the core earth tones, and I've ordered not the high chroma, the other one. I've gone completely blank now. But so I'm a bit excited to try those. I haven't tried them yet. I'll start them. I might use them tomorrow. That could be tomorrow's stream because World Watercolour Month is over then. So I can do whatever. So I haven't tried them. So tomorrow I might try them on stream, go rogue and have a fun react. See how it goes live. See if I'm really bad with them because they look really tricky. Hope I won't be too tired to come by. Oh, we can always watch the reactions later. I've got to do, there's a little bit, hang on. So what am I going to do here? So I'm going to go a bit of red, orange, bit of orange, bit of red, because I need to be very careful. Test it on my bit of paper here. That's probably a bit too strong. Dilute it down a bit more. because I've got to add these stems. I've got very faint orangey sort of a pattern on them. The binder makes them explode though. Ooh. You love core. Yeah, I watched a couple of videos on them, and yeah, it does look explosive. But you know who I love watching who uses core and does immaculate work? Jenny Granbury. Oh my goodness. She works golden and core mainly. I think she's like she works for them. But she does the most immaculate, beautiful portraits with her core. She has absolute control of them. And it's just divine to watch. Like, she is amazing to watch. Alright, so come down and around there. If you want to layer and glaze, make sure the previous is totally dry. Yep. Alright, I reckon that's looking pretty cool. I don't know that I want to do a whole lot more. I want to keep it simple, hey? Dioxazine violet is crazy. Oh, I haven't got dioxazine violet. Oh, that's coming in the one that I've ordered, I think. Or is that in the high chroma set? I'm going to add a little bit of violet. Just the teeniest little bit of violet. I'll just check it on there first. Yep, that'll do. Into around there. I reckon I'm just about done with this. What do you guys reckon? I don't reckon there's a whole lot more I can do. I might go a little bit stronger with the yellow. I might go cadmium yellow deep. Oh, thank you, SKB. Thank you. Hello, Shane. How you going, doll? So I'm just going to go in a bit stronger with the cadmium. So this is cadmium yellow. It's really pretty. It makes me think of Tropical Beach. Oh, cool. That's good. That's good. It makes you think happy thoughts. That's what art's meant to do, take you to happy places. That's a good thing. As long as it doesn't give you nightmares. Right, I reckon that's done. What do you reckon? I'm good, thanks. Excellent. Glad to hear it, Dale. I reckon I'm going to sign that. And I'm going to sign it in my pink. Down here. Like that. And then I'm going to whip off the paper, the sticky tape. You speak, Jenny. You know what I mean. And we're going to see how this looks without the tape on it. I'm really liking this, the grain paper. I don't usually use grain paper, but I'm really enjoying it, I have to say. The texture really does add something different to the piece, so which is fun, because I usually use hot press. Whoops. There we go. There we go. And we are done. So, what do you reckon, guys? Rough paper is, yeah, I'm surprised how much I enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah. But thank you so much for hanging out, guys. This is Saunders Waterford 300 GSM rough. So, and I hadn't tried Saunders either. I usually use Arches. So, yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed watching you paint for World Watercolour Month, and I really appreciate your kindness and support. Oh, Candid, that's lovely. I love hanging out with other artists and having a chat and seeing what everyone does. So, yeah, no, it's been my pleasure, darling. Don't you worry, because I'm a bit, just ask Shane and Zargo, I'm a bit addicted to art, so I'll probably be streaming most days anyway. It's not going to stop today because I'm a bit of an art addict. So, I might just actually be streaming still a lot most days. So I've actually put in my description that I'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but I am an art addict, so I'll probably stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I joined a newer finishing. Sad Shane. Oh, sorry, Shane. Yeah, just finished. Just done. But it was awesome to see you, even just for a little bit. My pleasure, Victorian Studio and everyone, and Ariane. Thank you so much, and Zargo, everyone for being here. You guys and girls are a world of awesomeness. So I'm going to pop off and think about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I've got no idea. I have no prompt. So I have no idea. I might work on people. I'll work on people tomorrow. Let's do that. So anyway, thank you so much. I will see you all later. You are a world of awesomeness. Love you all. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow anyway. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Core. I'll go core. I'll definitely do core. We'll have a go with core. I'm feeling inspired. Okay? How about a church? Oh, I was actually thinking about your church yesterday, actually. I was thinking about your church. Tomorrow I'll do portraits, though. I might do your church on Twitch. I'll see how we go. But I'll see how we go. See how the mop flops. But yeah, have a great day, night, everyone. Whatever it is,